The cameras flashed, the crowd froze. And just like that, Hollywood had a new obsession.
But this wasn't a red carpet. This was a carefully curated Instagram life, shattering in real time.
Exactly. Imagine a life sold to millions as an absolute modern-day fairy tale. Pastels, professional ring lights, a smiling family.
And then imagine that glass house completely imploding over the course of a single weekend.
Which brings us to the headline that broke the internet. He cheated the day after her miscarriage.
Just devastating.
One day, she was mourning the loss of their child. The very next day, he confessed to betraying her trust repeatedly.
It was the 48 hours that shattered a reality TV fairy tale.
Welcome to StarScope Report.
Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And today's deep dive is, well, it's a heavy one.
Yeah, we are unpacking the total implosion of bringing up Bates star Katie Bates Clark's marriage to Travis Clark.
Right. And if you're listening and think you know the whole story just from a 30-second TikTok summary, I promise you don't know the half of it.
Not even close. We are pulling from a massive stack of sources today. We've got reports from Parade, E! News, and some incredibly detailed forensic analysis from Reddit communities.
Plus, we're looking into the cultural context, the religious background, because it all plays a massive role here.
Our mission today is to figure out how this picture-perfect life unraveled so publicly, and what it tells us about the real cost of monetizing your marriage.
So, let's rewind the clock.
Yeah, take us back to that weekend, the weekend that changed absolutely everything.
Okay, so to understand the whiplash here, we really have to break down the timeline. The timing is what makes this so shocking.
Right.
It starts on Friday, January 16th, 2026. Katie Bates Clark, who is the 11th child of the famous Bates family, posts an Instagram reel.
And we should note, this wasn't just a casual selfie or a quick story update.
No, not at all. It's a highly produced, very emotional video. It starts by showing the pure joy of a positive pregnancy test.
You see the family hugging, the excitement of baby number 3.
Right, because for context, they already have 2 kids. Haley, born in 2023, and Harvey, born in 2024.
So they were building a large family, which, fits their brand perfectly.
It does. But then the reel takes this incredibly dark turn.
Yeah, the tone just shifts completely.
It cuts to a hospital room.
Yeah.
And you see the tears. It's the realization that there is no heartbeat.
And the caption she wrote.
Oh, the caption.
It broke everyone's heart. She wrote, "I will spend the rest of my life missing you."
It's just gut-wrenching. You're watching a mother's heart break in real time. The vulnerability of that moment is staggering.
And the internet reacted exactly how you'd hope. The comment section was flooded with love, condolences, prayers.
It felt like a moment of genuine collective grief.
Which is what makes the very next day so hard to process. Less than 24 hours later,
Saturday, January 17th.
Travis Clark, her husband, who is only 24 years old, posts to his own Instagram stories.
And to be clear, this was not a tribute to the baby they just lost.
Far from it. According to E! News, he posts a black screen with plain white text.
Just a stark contrast to the highly produced video from the day before.
He wrote, quote, "I was unfaithful to my wife. I had an affair and repeatedly broke her trust."
He went on to say there were no excuses, that it was his failure alone.
And he mentioned he was, quote, "getting help to become an honest and accountable man."
Talk about absolute emotional whiplash for the fans.
1 minute you are sending condolences for a miscarriage, and the literal next day you are reading a cheating confession from the grieving father.
The cruelty of that timing is just, it's hard to wrap your head around.
Why would he do that? Why drop that bomb right in the middle of a family tragedy?
Well, if we look at the analysis from Parade and the speculation swirling online, the consensus is that he probably didn't have a choice.
You mean he was trying to get ahead of a leak?
Exactly. Sources suggest the rumors were already out there. Maybe the person he was involved with was threatening to go public.
Or a tabloid had the story and reached out for comment.
Right. And in PR, even terrible PR, you always want to be the one to break your own bad news.
Because if a tabloid breaks it, or it trends on TikTok first, you lose the narrative entirely.
So it was a strategic move.
But a painfully cold one. And if you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed because we've got even crazier stories ahead.
Definitely hit subscribe, because if you think this confession just came out of nowhere, you haven't been looking at the digital breadcrumbs.
Oh, the breadcrumbs were there. Coming up, we uncover the clues that fans spotted months before the scandal broke.
Let's talk about the silence before the storm. We have to go back to December 2025.
A month prior to the confession.
Right. Katie and Travis did something very abrupt,
They quit their YouTube channel.
which is massive. They have been doing YouTube for 4 years, millions of views, huge sponsorships.
In the influencer economy, walking away from a lucrative channel like that is like setting a winning lottery ticket on fire. You don't just do that.
Not without a very big reason. Their cover story at the time was that Travis was having sleepless nights trying to edit videos.
Right, because he was also attending nursing school.
So they claimed he needed to focus entirely on his studies.
Sleepless nights. Looking back, that phrase feels incredibly loaded now.
It takes on a whole new meaning. It wasn't just the editing software keeping him up.
It sounds like he was actively living a double life.
And that nursing school connection is key here. Travis is a nursing student, and sources indicate that this environment was a massive culture shock for him.
Because we have to remember his background. He grew up in a very sheltered, conservative environment.
Homeschooling, purity culture, the entire fundamentalist upbringing.
And for anyone who doesn't know, purity culture in these circles usually means no physical intimacy before marriage.
Often no holding hands until engagement, no kissing until the altar.
And the expectation is you marry young, stay within the faith, and stay married forever.
So Travis goes from that extremely controlled environment into a secular nursing program.
High stress, long hours, mixed genders, intense clinical emotional situations.
It's a whole new world outside his sheltered bubble.
Uh-huh.
And he clearly wasn't prepared to handle it.
Which brings us to the Reddit sleuths, because they are undefeated.
They really are. Back in late 2025, users on Reddit noticed that Katie was quietly unfollowing people.
Specifically, female classmates of Travis in his nursing program.
Yep. In the influencer world, an unfollow is basically a flashing red siren.
It suggests that boundaries were being crossed way before January.
And remember Travis's own words. He admitted to breaking trust repeatedly,
This wasn't a one-time slip-up. This was a pattern of behavior.
which makes the betrayal so much deeper. They sold this family brand based on traditional values and purity.
And monetized it. That's the thing. They made a living off being the perfect traditional couple, so the fall is just exponentially harder for their audience to digest.
It feels like a betrayal of the fans, too.
And later in the episode, we'll talk about the shocking twist nobody saw coming with her living situation.
But first, we need to talk about the fallout, because the family response is fascinating.
2 days after the confession, January 19th, Katie breaks her silence.
She thanked fans for their support and asked for privacy, but she used 2 very specific phrases,
She said she was receiving counseling.
and that she'd retained legal counsel.
That second part sent shockwaves through their community.
Huge shockwaves. Because in the conservative Christian sphere, specifically the IBLP world that the Bates family is associated with, divorce is heavily stigmatized.
It's almost non-existent. We're just reporting what the cultural experts say here, but usually the pressure is immense to stay and pray through it.
Exactly. So for Katie to publicly state she has legal counsel implies she is seriously considering ending the marriage.
It's a massive deviation from the norm for her community.
It shows she's not just sweeping this under the rug, and then her family gets involved.
Right, her brother, Lawson Bates,
He posts an Instagram reel openly supporting his sister.
which fans immediately read as a direct dig at Travis.
Oh, 100%. It's that protective brother energy stepping in when the husband failed.
You usually see these reality TV families present a united front no matter what.
But here, the Bates family seems to be circling the wagons around Katie.
Leaving Travis out in the cold.
And if you looked at the public sentiment, it's really split.
Yeah, Parade noted that the comment sections are a war zone.
Some fans are begging her to leave him. They argue that even within their strict religious framework, adultery is biblical grounds for divorce.
But on the other side, there are fans terrified she'll be pressured to stay.
Pressure to save the marriage for the sake of the kids, or even for the brand.
Can you imagine the weight of that? She's a 25-year-old mother of 2.
Dealing with a miscarriage,
And a very public cheating scandal simultaneously.
while millions of people watch and critique her every move.
It's suffocating.
Which brings us to where things stand right now. The aftermath.
It's been about a month. It's late February 2026.
And Katie has returned to social media.
But the content has completely shifted.
Yeah, the perfectly curated couple content is gone. Now, it's mostly ads and photos from a recent Disney trip.
So is it business as usual?
Well, she has to work. Okay. This is the business of being an influencer.
Right, they quit YouTube. Travis is a student. He's not bringing in that massive ad revenue anymore.
So Katie has to post ads to make money. She doesn't get paid time off to grieve her marriage.
And fans are analyzing every single post like it's a crime scene.
They're checking the camera angles,
Looking to see if she's hiding her ring finger.
zooming into the reflections to see if they can spot Travis in the background of the Disney photos.
And there are conflicting reports about whether they are even living together right now.
Some sources say he's back in the house while he gets religious counseling.
Others say she is guarding her private life intensely and they are separated.
But fans did notice something in her recent videos.
The pictures on the wall.
Yeah, the photos of them as a couple are still hanging up in her house.
So does that mean there's hope for reconciliation? Or is it just too painful to take them down yet?
It's so ambiguous. And that ambiguity keeps people constantly checking her page.
This whole story just highlights the brutal collision of high-demand religious subcultures and the influencer economy.
Throw personal trauma into that mix, and it's a recipe for disaster.
It really reminds us that the Instagram perfect life often hides deep, deep cracks.
We demand authenticity from these stars, but we only really reward perfection.
And when the illusion shatters, it shatters loudly.
There is one final provocative thought here, something we haven't touched on yet.
It's that.
In this specific subculture and in the influencer world at large, a massive scandal like this doesn't always mean the end.
You mean they might spin it?
Exactly. Sometimes the scandal becomes the setup for a redemption arc. The question isn't just whether she leaves him.
It's whether we are currently watching the prequel to a massive restoration tour.
Because unfortunately, in the reality TV economy, even broken trust and forgiveness can be highly monetized.
Wow. That is a dark thought to end on, but you're probably not wrong. We will definitely be keeping an eye on it.
Absolutely.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.